Okay, so now we got the manifold clean. We're going to install the throttle body spacer. Okay, so I have it cleaned up. I'm going to place my first gasket in. Okay, I'm going to set throttle body spacer down. Okay, you got to make sure you try and get them holes to line up as best as you can. Okay. And it's a little tricky. That'll work. Okay, and then we take the next gasket, we put it down. Okay, and then we put the throttle body on. Right, try to make sure it's all lined up. Okay. Now what we'll do is take our, see these are the bolts that are provided with the throttle body spacer. They're longer in order to reach into the manifold, the recommended length. Okay. So I'm going to take my front one and I'm going to put it in first. Okay, so now we got the bolts in. It was a little tricky having to get them lined up. Now it's the number 13. Okay. What you want to do is, like I showed you when we were doing the, ooh, nasty. Like I showed you when we were doing the gaskets there last video. You want to bring it down to snug, and then you work your way around. Okay, this way everything goes down evenly onto the gaskets. Everything sits in there nice and even. Okay, la da 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 da. You just go along, you tighten them up, you bring them to snug, and then you give them another extra, quarter turn or so, quarter to half a turn. Once they go snug. Oh my goodness, I got something in the way here. Okay. So here we go. She's in. Let's fire it.
Christine jumped. Poor kid.
Going now, but that's the way she is. Missed a few parts, ran out of battery, so we couldn't go through a whole lot. We'll try and do a follow-up later. But yeah, she's running 60 freaking moves. Take a look. Okay, so there she is. Dialing away, still got to break in the cam a bit, so it's going to take a bit of time before I can actually have some real fun with it. I'm supposed to go 1,000 clicks or so at regular driving, high RPM. And then we should be able to break her in and then go have some real fun. Here she is, in time and ready to rock. Fucking loud, no exhaust yet. There she is, ready to rock and roll. There's my truck pimp and I'm happy.
Okay, so here's the, this should be the end of our pimp videos for now. Our mechanical part of the job is basically done, other than I gotta get some exhaust put on it, and there's gonna be, I gotta change a wire in here that's a little nasty, but I'm waiting for the area where the other truck is parked right now to dry up. We've been having a lot of rain lately. So anyways, a few little things that I had issues with when I was doing this is, number one, we tried to start it before we had got her together, and she would turn over and turn over and turn over, but wouldn't start. We'd put some gas down the barrels of the TBI, and then it fired instantly. So basically what was happening is we weren't getting any fuel. So in order to solve that problem, I hunted down a bad ground. There's a ground down at the body in the frame or on your passenger side. It goes from the body down to the frame. It's actually a little friggin' strap right here. Okay? It wasn't getting a good connection, so we proceeded to undo it to fix the connection, and it broke. So I had to rewire a new ground to the frame and a new ground to the body. And that's what made the fuel pump work. The fuel pump wasn't working, that's why it wasn't sparking. And then we got her going. Had to do some timing on it. Now with these TBIs, there's a specific thing you got to do in order to time them. and there's a black and tan wire that goes into the hookup in your distributor, okay? That's the wire that needs to be disconnected before you can do your timing. It's either in this block here, or in another block that's actually in the vehicle underneath the glove box, okay? Which takes removing the inside part of the glove box out to get at. I couldn't find the wire, so I cut the wire just a little bit after the distributor, and I put a connector in so I could connect and disconnect it for timing. Then we proceeded to time it for 0. Okay, with these particular trucks, because they're on computer and they're TVI'd and everything, okay, you have to set it without that wire, okay, because that takes your advance away, and then you have to set it so that it fires at 0, not 8 degrees before like they used to be back in the day, but at 0. And then when you hook up that wire, it will catch up and it'll do what it needs to do. Now that it's all done with this cam and everything in here, the computer's got to relearn how it fires, so I got to go for a while being a nice boy with it. Not allowed to drive it like a teenager for a little while. I got to drive it like an adult, nice and easy, until that cam breaks in for the first 1,000 clicks. So unfortunately I can't go out and have fun with my toy yet, but that's okay. We got to break our toys in before we can do that. Now another issue we're having right now too is when we put the body together. Now because I had an inexperienced little assistant doing this for me, he did not know this and I forgot to mention it. Right now our front clip is not straight. As you can see, we have a big gap here and there's a little gap back there. Okay, little gap here, big gap here. It means that my front clip is not sitting straight, okay? We ran out of adjustment with the hood. So basically what needs to happen now is we gotta undo the front end of this and we gotta kick that corner over, and then we gotta deal with that fender over there to pull it out a little bit. And that's probably what we're gonna end up doing today. What used to be on here was we had a bow bar on here, or a push bar, or a grill guard, multiple names for it. After putting it together, I decided I didn't want to put it back on because, well, this truck was beautiful without it. A lot better without it. So now that the mechanics are done, that part of the pimping my truck is done, and man, am I happy. The job is done. And it runs great, runs awesome, fires like it wants to, instantly. So now what we gotta do is we gotta wait until next year now for the funds to start flowing one more time after I paid for all the stuff I've done here, to start the body. And we're going to start doing the body. We're going to do cab corners, we're going to do the wheel wells, we're going to make her look pretty, we're going to paint her white again. I was talking about doing her black. I wanted to do her black, but then I realized after investigating some more as to how much of a job it is to do a color change on one of these vehicles. So I decided she stays white. And we're going to do, once we get that done, we're going to do a fancy decal setup on it, probably about 3 weeks or so after it gets painted. So it's going to be a pretty long job getting that done though. Body work tends to take a lot longer than mechanical work at times. Probably going to take me about a month or so to get this thing the way I wanted it, if I can find a place to do the job. Yeah, so that's it for our Pimp My Truck videos for now. And stick with us though, we'll try and get some interesting stuff out there this year. Not quite sure what we want to do. If anybody has any comments or ideas or views as to what I can get on the YouTube for you guys to get entertained, just let me know. I'll try and get a good burnout on there in the next little bit. I gotta get to that other truck and change my tires out on this truck so I don't burn out my good tires. And we'll lay a wicked smoke show for you guys. Yeah, so that's about it. And we'll probably do a couple neat little videos like how fast we can get her up to 100 clicks and stuff like that. Do a little bit of fun with the truck, but if you guys got any ideas what we can get done, we'll do her. Yeah, so here's to you guys. iRock96, signing off.